We're all eagerly looking forward to hearing our esteemed panelists. And I promise you that this session is also equally interesting. It is entitled Disruptive Innovation, Winning by Changing the Rules. Ladies and gentlemen, may I once again request you all, please be seated. And a gentle reminder that we are conducting a poll during the sessions. We request you to download the AIMA mobile app to participate in live polling during the NMC. We have been announcing the questions at regular intervals. We shall announce a very interesting question for this session as well. But first, it gives me great pleasure to invite our distinguished panel of speakers for this session. May I take the pleasure of inviting them on stage. Join me in welcoming Mr. D. Shivakumar, past President AIMA and Chairman and CEO, India Region PepsiCo India Holdings. Mr. Vineet Nayar, Founder, Sampark Foundation and former CEO, HCL Technologies. Mr. Amin Hashwani, Director, Hashwani Group from Pakistan. And Dr. Saugata Mitra, Chief People Officer and member of Apex Management Team, Mother Dairy. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our esteemed panel onto the stage.
That is a short announcement. I was sitting there was my bag, and there is a key and checkbook in that, and the bag is not there.
Do you have any slides? No. Because that loaded my presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note the poll question for this session is, can Indian companies use disruptive innovation to leapfrog global competition? Log on to the AIMA app or website to please cast your opinion. And I would now request Mr. D. Shivakumar to kindly give his opening remarks and conduct the session.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming back on time as we start our afternoon deliberations at the 42nd NMC of AIMA. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this session, which is focused on disruptive innovation and winning by changing the rules of the game. I'm really happy that I have three friends out here, people I've known for a very long time. The first who's going to come up and speak is Vineet. Vineet, we appreciate your participation in this session. You've been an absolute big leader of the IT industry, leading HCL to absolute enormous success. And Vineet wrote a path-breaking book, which was Put Employees Ahead of Customers. While the whole world was talking about putting customers first, Vineet wrote a path-breaking book saying putting employees first. And I'm sure that he'll have many disruptive ideas for all of us. Second, Mr. Amin Hashwani from Pakistan. Okay, a great pleasure to have you here, sir. You've been a good friend of AIMA. I've had the pleasure of knowing you for many years. And his family is involved in hospitality, insurance, textiles, a wide range. It's a conglomerate involved in many things. He was also one of the pioneers from the Pakistan side for the Aman Ki Asha program, and all those wonderful activities you saw on Aman Ki Asha was something that he took personal interest in. As he calls himself, he says he's a capitalist by profession, but a socialist by heart. Okay, and I'm sure that he's going to argue against the motion, I think, because he's got some different ideas on what we should be doing with innovation. And I think having a counterpoint of view is very good. Of course, my good friend Saugata from Mother Dairy, very smart people officer, lots of innovative HR practices. somebody who's been involved with AIMA for many years, and we in AIMA have learnt a lot from him. So the way the session will go is Vineet will speak first, followed by Amin, and then I'll come up to do the last presentation, and then we'll take Q&A, and then Saugata will sum it up. Okay? So Vineet, over to you.
Good afternoon. To be the first speaker after lunch is a challenge, so let's try and see if we can keep you awake. Can I close this? Disruptive innovation is a very big word. And if you ask me, do I know what it means, I would say I don't. Do I know how to execute it? I would say I don't. And do I know the implication of disruptive innovation? I would say I don't. This is a management conference, and unfortunately there are very few of this kind in our country. These conferences are meant to explore ideas, not to prescribe solutions. And therefore, in the next 15 minutes, we'll try and explore this idea of disruptive innovation. We will try and explore this idea not from the perspective of how Apple and Google and Facebook are doing such phenomenal work, but we're going to try and explore this idea from your perspective in terms of how can you be more innovative? How can you hire more innovative people? How can you create innovation within your company? And how can we stop this copycat innovation which is going on in our country? And how can we really start defining the disruption in the disruptive innovation? If we don't do that, then as a country, we will be a copycat country, and there will be no difference between us and China. And therefore, if we expect innovation to significantly contribute to GDP, forums like this, debates like this, is critical to define what is innovation and what is exactly disruptive innovation, not from a prescription point of view, but from an engagement, experimentation, discussion point of view. I have been through 4 cycles of innovation. The first cycle was a startup, which I did, called ComNet.